FDR was first elected into the office in 1932 with 472 electoral votes and 57% of the popular vote. He was elected because the American people were extremely disappointed in how Herbert Hoover, the previous president and his opponent in the election, reacted to the worldwide Great Depression. FDR was elected again because of his effective legislation, and then twice more because of the ongoing war. Hoover believed that America wasn't the cause of the Great Depression, and that meant that America shouldn't do anything about it. When FDR was elected, he invented the idea that a president can start off his term strong within the first 100 days. FDR's first 100 days of his first term constituted the beginning of his first New Deal, his famous reaction to the Great Depression. FDR's New Deal was possible because Democrats had either a majority or a supermajority in Congress for all 4 of his terms, allowing most of his proposed legislation to pass easily.
FDR also passed a number of executive orders that helped relieve the economic stress of the Great Depression, including the Civilian Conservation Corps, which was a public work relief program that was in effect from 1933 to 1942. Some famous New Deal legislation includes the SSA, or the Social Security Act, which is still in place and mainly unchanged today. The SSA increased morale by creating a safety net for retirees and the disabled. This act let people not worry as much about what will happen to them once they get older. Another one was the Economy Act of 1933, which is also known as the Act of March 28, 1933. This act cut federal spending by $500 million by cutting the payment of federal employees. FDR was able to pass more legislation during his second term because of the Judicial Procedures Reform Bill of 1937, which allowed him to pack the Republican Supreme Court that he inherited from Hoover with Democrats and left-leaning independents.
He made sure to keep all citizens in the loop with his famous fireside chats. This was a series of radio programs that he did that showed the people how much he cared about fixing the economic problems and how much he cared about letting them know what was happening. Though he did much to try to increase the national pride, the Great Depression and the eventual stagnation of his New Deal programs subtracted a bit from that pride. FDR was a very strong president in foreign affairs as well as domestic. He was elected a record 4 times, not only because of everything he did for the United States' personal economic problem, but because of the Second World War, which started 1 year before his third term. He chose to keep the country neutral while secretly helping Allied countries until the attack on Pearl Harbor, after which he and Congress declared war. This led to his highest approval rating, which was about 84%. With the United States backing them, the Allied forces eventually won the war. Unfortunately, FDR died just before the end of the war.
Because FDR died while in office, he did not get to pursue more political action after his term ended. His legacy is mainly what he did in office. FDR was known for his hard work to end the Great Depression, which was officially ended when the United States went into war. A lot of New Deal legislation is still effective today, and the United States' contribution to the Allied forces under Roosevelt during World War II will never be forgotten. Overall, FDR did much more good for the United States in his 4 terms than he did bad. Though he couldn't completely end the Great Depression just with his New Deal legislation, it helped a lot and he contributed to a great success in the Second World War. While in office, FDR was also the very first president to appear on national television, and he hid his struggle with polio for much of his presidency. FDR will always be remembered as an effective and powerful ruler who worked hard to bring the United States out of the worst economic depression we've ever seen and through a large and involved war. Overall, we believe FDR ranked great in each of the categories. He proved his accomplishments with World War II and the Great Depression, proved he could react to new situations after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, proved he could use the power of the presidencies to his extent with the New Deals, proved he could create national pride with his fireside chats, and proved he had an amazing general prestige with his impressive legacy. FDR easily ranks within the top 5 of most people's best presidents lists because of his amazing work to help not only the American people, but the entire world.